Hello friends, I hope you're doing well. In today's video, we are going to Lowe's Garden Center and I'm going to share my clearance section with you. And also I'll be sharing some tips with you that you should use when buying clearance plants. In front of us, we have this beautiful new dimension blue salvia, $8.98. It loves full sun. It will bloom summer and fall. But remember, we're in the clearance section, so the price on the tag is not the price you will pay. This salvia will get 8 to 12 inches tall and 12 to 18 inches wide, and it's non-hardy in zones 1 to 4, meaning if you live between those zones, it will not return for you. Alrighty, so right next to here we have the discounted sheet. So the salvia is $8.98, so you will pay $4 for this. So when you shop in the clearance section, make sure you look for the discount sheet so you know how much you will be paying for the plant. The same price here for this columbine. This columbine already bloomed in spring, and it prefers part sun. It will get 15 to 18 inches tall and 12 to 15 inches wide, and it's non-hardy in zones 1 to 2. So if you're purchasing a plant that would have bloomed in spring, right, we're heading towards summer, you can purchase it, but just make sure you cut off the spent blooms, very important, before you plant the plant. So there's a lot of columbine in here. So what I would do, I would trim off all these spent blooms, clean up the plant, and then plant it in the ground, and then make sure you water it. But keep in mind, it will not bloom for you until next spring season. Alrighty, so with this plant here, you can see there's some spent blooms. Once again, always clip off your spent bloom, okay? So let's see what this plant is. So this is a snowflake candy tuft. It will bloom spring, summer, and fall, and it prefers full sun, and yes, it's a perennial. So this plant will be blooming again for you in summer and fall. It will get 1 foot tall and 3 feet wide. It's non-hardy in zones 1 through 2. So once again, with a plant like this, I would just make sure I cut off those spent blooms and then plant it, water it in, and make sure always give it the light requirements that the tag says. Very important. And then here they have the blizzard sunwort also. This will bloom spring and summer, and it prefers part sun. It will get 2 to 4 inches tall and 8 to 12 inches wide. It's non-hardy in zones 1 to 3. So looking at this, I would definitely give this plant a trim, like clean it up, cut off all those spent bloom, water it in. Watering your clearance plant is very important. These plants are not dehydrated. You could see they're still looking lush, but they do have spent blooms. It's a season for dianthus. They're everywhere in the garden center. So this will bloom spring, summer, and fall. It prefers full sun, so it gives you 3 seasons of interest, and it will get 12 to 15 inches tall and wide. It's non-hardy in zones 1 to 3. Okay, so how would I take care of this plant if I purchase this plant? So what I would do, all these blooms I'm picking off here, I would pick off all these spent blooms. That would help the plant to create new energy to make new blooms. That's what I would do with a plant like this. Pick off all these spent blooms. And here they have another one. There's some new buds coming out on there, and there's also some spent blooms. Dianthus is a plant. I don't have one. I feel like you always have to be deadheading dianthus. I don't know what it is, but hey, if you like dianthus, you may have to make sure you just keep deadheading them to promote new blooms. And friends, look at these beautiful gobber daisies. $16.98, so this will be half off. Anything over $15 is 50% off, okay? So you only pay half off of $16.98 for this plant, and it comes with a full barrel. So I would just clip off this spent bloom. It does nothing for the plant. I would remove that yellow leaf. I will look at the base of the plant there as I'm sharing with you. Take out all those dead leaves, clean up the plant before I plant it in the ground or in a container. And I want to leave this in this container. I will give it some fresh soil, because you don't know how long these have been sitting in the greenhouses before they send them to the stores, right? And this plant looks hydrated, so some of these currant plants look really lush. Some of them need a lot of water. So you can tell if your plant is thirsty. And look at this beautiful bloom here. So this is one is a good one to pick up. Once again, just inspect around the plant. Take out all those dead leaves, cut the spent bloom. But this would be $8 and change. So I think this is a good purchase, and you have a full barrel. Okay, so then look at this one. This is a lavender for $14.98. I think this will be $8 with the clearance discount. It will bloom in summer. So with this, friends, you like your salvia, your lavender, after they bloom, you just clip off all those spent blooms and they will give you another set of blooms. So keep that in mind. So this, I would lift up here, clean off all these dead leaves, inspect the plants and all of that. That's how I would take care of this if I purchase a plant looking like this. Very important. Don't purchase a plant and put it in your garden. Please inspect it, clean up the dead foliage, clean up the plant, make sure it's good, right? And if you're enjoying my video so far, friends, I do appreciate if you can take the time to subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much. And don't forget to click the like button. Thank you so much. I do appreciate your support. And welcome to my channel if you're new. If you're returning, welcome back. So happy you guys are here. Moving over here, we have English daisy. Yes, so this will bloom in spring, or should I say already bloomed in spring, or should I say it is blooming in spring, right? We're still in spring. It feels like summer. This will only get 7 inches tall and wide. And with this, friends, once again, I will clip off all these spent blooms on the plant. So let's see how much this will be. So this would only cost you $2. Yes, $2 for this daisy. I'm the type of person, I see a plant and I want it and it should be blooming in spring, and I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm wasting money purchasing it. It's already spring, already gone. But then when spring comes the following year, I'm like, I should have purchased it. So just keep that in mind. If you're looking for a plant and you're like, why purchase it? It already bloomed. Just think of the following year. Most of my plants in my garden, friends, they're from the clearance section. Yes. Alrighty, friends, moving over here, we have Monrovia and LOWES brand. They have a lot of rhododendron in here. This one is $26.98, so that will be half off. And it is non-hardy in zones 1 to 3. It will get 5 feet tall and 5 feet wide. And this is a spring flowering shrub, so it obviously is already flowered, right? But if you want one of this in your garden for next year, now is the perfect time to get it. So how would I take care of this if I purchase this? I will clip off all these sticks here, and you can see the plant is dehydrated. You can see it from the leaves. And then I would soak it first, soak it in water overnight. That's what I do in my clearance plants. Soak them for 24 hours, remove the spent blooms, clean up the plant, and then I plant them in the garden. Yes. And then here to the left, you see this one here? To my left, this one is very hydrated looking. You can see the foliage looks different, so I would definitely pick the one on the left and not the one on the right, because the one on the right looks somewhat distressed. It looks very dehydrated. So if you have another option, obviously go with the one that looks much healthier. Anyways, down below here I found this rose. It is the nitty gritty white rose, $59.98, so that will be $30 with a clearance price. It will get 3 feet tall and 4 feet wide. It is hardy from zones 4 through 9. And of course, you know, your rose loves full sun. Alrighty, friends. So I'm going to pay $30 for this rose, right? This is what it looks like. Unless I really want this specific rose, I will not purchase it. If I want a specific rose, I would purchase it. Because my $30, I can probably buy a different rose. But that's just me. But it depends on what you're looking for. With this rose, there's a lot of trimming to do. Do you see all this? There's a lot of cross branches. That's not healthy for the rose bush. There's branches and twigs rubbing on each other. There's dead twigs in there. So if you purchase a rose looking like this because you want this specific rose, trim it down. I would trim this down and it will bloom again for you. Just have to be patient. But keeping it like this is not doing any good for the plant. Anyway, so let's keep on walking and see what else we can find. And here I found this hanging basket. This will be $12 and change. It just looks like it just needs some water. If I purchase this, I'll remove all these little pieces here, trim it up, and give it a good drink of water, and it will bounce right back. Alrighty, friends, moving over here. Look what they have in clearance. This is a steal. Friends, I just purchased 3 of these. These are your astilbe. This one is the red astilbe. It will bloom in summer. But with the astilbe, it's a shade-loving plant, so you must purchase it for the foliage. And it gives you a beautiful color in the shade garden. Looking at this astilbe, friends, it looks like they had it in the sun. You could see the leaves look very, very crisp, right? So I would soak this for 24 hours overnight so that way the plant will bounce back. But nothing is wrong with it. It is just dehydrated. And keep it in the shade. It's a shade plant. When you're rehabbing your clearance plant, keep them in the shade area. Don't keep them in the hot scorching sun. If they're full sun, then you'll move them to the full sun after they finish rehabbing, right? Anyway, friends, moving over here, they have a lot of annuals from Proven Winners. Yes. So these are great for your container. These are great for your garden beds, wherever you decide to put these. And this one, I will not purchase this one. Just look at that. I will not purchase that one. So just go through and see what selections you have. This one I will purchase. You have more foliage. It looks much fuller. Definitely a better choice. So go through, see what they have, and then you make your choice from there. And Proven Winners, their annuals are very resilient, very good quality, so they will bounce back for you. Anyways, moving down here, we have more salvia. So this would be half off. Friends, I remember around this time last year, I purchased 3 salvias, and friends, they're in the garden blooming. I was so happy I picked them up because I'm like, oh my goodness, they're blooming. So that's my point about buying clearance plants that already bloom. The following year, you will enjoy them. So right here, I would just trim off all these spent blooms, clean up the plant, and then plant it. This looks good. It doesn't look like it's dehydrated, so you don't need to soak it overnight unless it's dehydrated. Anyways, and here we have another salvia. This one is from Proven Winners. I think this one will be $8. $12.88 I think will run you $8 after the discount. They have a lot of salvias here, and salvias are really good for your pollinator friends. So if you don't have a salvia in your garden, I strongly recommend buying one for the pollinators. And here I will just trim off all these spent blooms. That's all you need to do with your salvias. And there's a lot of them that bloom again for you in summer and fall after they bloomed already in spring. And I like here and the tag here for Proven Winners, they're telling you how to take care of the plant. So that's a plus. If you're not sure, especially if it's a Proven Winners brand plant, they normally tell you what you need to do. So that's a plus right there. Alrighty, friends. So I found this. This is for the shade garden. I do not own one of these plants in my garden. I was contemplating if I should get it or not. Anyway, so it blooms this beautiful pink blue bloom, almost like forget-me-not, and it will get 16 inches tall, and it's hardy from zones 3 to 9, and it bloom in late spring. And right here is telling you it grows best in filtered sun or part shade. This you will get it for the foliage. It has a nice textured foliage on there, and if I purchase this, I definitely will be removing these spent blooms. It's not doing anything for the plant. All right, friends, so what I did here, they have 4 of these here, so I was thinking if I should probably pick up one. So I was just doing process of elimination here. Which one would I take home and which ones I will definitely leave back at the store. So what I would do, I would inspect the plant. As you can see here, I'm checking the base. And then this one, I'm going to leave it alone because I feel like that looks the worst out of the four of them. And then I'm here. Okay, let me keep going. Let's see how I can eliminate which one I want to take home. And keep in mind, I could be very indecisive too. So you might just probably pick up the plant and be on your happy way. And I might be there still looking through, trying to decide which one I want. Anyway, so I'm continuing the process of elimination here. Alrighty, so that one is out. So we have 2 of these remaining. So I'm like inspecting them, seeing which one I think looks the best. And quite frankly, I think they both look almost the same condition, right? And I'm like, should I go with the left? Should I go with the right? And I think I chose the right. Anyway, but just wanted to share with you what I do when I'm selecting my clearance plants. And then here they have more. This is a phlox already bloomed. Friends, the phlox is so pretty in the spring. I have a neighbor up the road and you should see how their phlox look beautiful. Anyway, so here it's telling you about the plant. It's hardy in zones 3. Alrighty, friends, so I'm just here inspecting the phlox. I was tempted to pick it up and look at that. Friends, that is a snail. I was shocked when I saw this. I've never seen a snail on any plant in any garden center. And look at this again, a second snail. Oh my goodness, I was so in shock when I see this. This is why I'm stressing to you, inspect your plants before you take them home. You pick this up, you take it home, and little do you know you're introducing snails and insects in your garden, right? So point for you to note. Alrighty, friends, so I was very distracted by that. I am still in shock that I found 2 snails in one plant. What are the chances the plant I picked up has 2 snails in there, right? Anyway, so my point is, please inspect your plants. Sorry if I seem like I'm just rambling on here, but I'm just trying to make a point. Anyways, so over here we have more plants. I'm just going through. We saw those already. Those are English daisies. Friends, look at these beautiful lilies. Okay, most of my lilies in my garden I purchased like this from the clearance section. Okay, so normally I would say not to buy lilies that have spent bloom. Okay, so if you love this lily so much, go ahead and pick it up, and I'll show you which one I would pick up if I'm purchasing this. I love the shade. So look at this one. This one looks good, right? You still have some buds still closed, as you can see, and most of the blooms already blooming for you. So you might probably get a few days with this, but you still have some closed buds, okay? So I would pick this up, because then next year comes and you'll be thinking, I should have picked it up. I would definitely pick it up. And what I do, I look at the base of the plant to see how many plants are in there. In here, there's 5. Yes. And you look at other plants, they have 3 in there. So very important when you're buying lilies like this, check the base of the plant and see how much you will get. Right here, see 1, 2, 3. There's only 3 plants in here. But the other one I showed to you, it has 5. So you're getting your money's worth, right? So definitely I will pick up the one on the right. That's how I purchase my lilies at the clearance section. And then make sure you trim off all these spent blooms. They do nothing for the plant, absolutely nothing. You take this home, trim off all those spent bloom, plant it, and the next year you'll be happy that you picked it up. I guarantee you, you'll be happy. Alrighty, friends, so let me know down in the comment box below, what tip do you use when you're shopping for clearance plant? And then here we have more lilies. Once again, check to the base, see which one comes with more. And then here we have this other container. I love lilies. They're so good to have in your garden. They're a good space filler. You tuck them in a small space in the garden and it gives you some color. Anyway, friends, look what I found. I found a spirea. Yes, I love spirea so much. This spirea, bloom spring, summer, and fall. It will get 2 to 3 feet tall and wide. It's great for a small area in your garden. I probably maybe have 5 or more in my garden, and I'll be doing a video soon sharing spireas with you, so make sure you subscribe so you can see my spireas. And friends, all of my spireas are from the clearance section. Yes, they're all proven winners, and they're all from the clearance section. And I was so tempted to pick up this one. I really was, but I didn't buy it. But just, if you see this, you pick it up, just clip off all these ends. It's a really good shrub to have in your garden. It fills in a small space. It blooms in the spring, summer, and fall, and it gives you, here you are, I pop a picture on the screen for you. That's what it looks like in my garden. Yes, and it's great pollinator attractor. The pollinators love the blooms on there. And here we have another one, friend. This one did not look good, so I honestly would just leave this alone. It really did not look good. I would pick the one on the left. Still had some foliage and still green. The other one is really dehydrated. Anyway, friends, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I just wanted to bring you to my Lowe's clearance section and share with you how I look for clearance plants, how I select clearance plants for my garden. I hope you learned something today from this video, and I'll be doing a video tour just for clearance plant in my garden, so you can actually see my clearance plants in my garden. Until next time, friends, thank you for watching. Cheers.